How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Elden Ring. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter, probably between 45 minutes to an hour. Not much, but doing a load of laundry right now. Got to be down to pick it up when the right time is. But, well, I exited out, so that's why I'm here, I guess. But that just means I can show you the path. So I defeated the Godskin Noble. After all the leveling up we did, it wasn't particularly difficult. It took me 2 attempts. And when you do beat the Godskin Noble, there'll be this elevator here. There's a path over there. It doesn't really lead to anything special as far as I can tell. But if you want to head towards the next boss, you'll be going this way. See, normally I jump up there. I don't usually miss that jump, but I've only done this run 2 or 3 times at this point. And I think it's actually a little bit longer than I remember it being. Did I fast travel out of that cave? So you gotta run through this lava. There are shortcuts along the way. I did not figure out how to open them. We're also fat rolling, which is always good. So you just gotta roll through this lava into that crook over there. Never bothered to kill this guy. So we go this way up the ladder. I did a lot of exploring after I killed the noble because I kind of wanted to figure out where I went. I know last episode we ended off in the capital, which I've also found the path forward for the capital. So we have a boss there that we need to defeat as well. So initially I thought it was the next Lord boss over in the capital, but it is a version of a Lord boss you fight before you actually meet the Lord boss. So the Lord boss for that area is later. This is what we're looking for right here. So this takes you to this cave, as you can see. Not a lot of other ways into this cave. There's a grace here. Forgot about that, I could have just fast traveled here. And this is the audience path, okay. Didn't know what it was called. I did hover over it. And this right here is the next boss of the Volcano Manor. Now, I do know a little more about this boss than I'm going to say, but when you enter, the weapon that I have in my hand is right here. This guy right here is literally holding it. Which I know what you're thinking, like, it did him a lot of good, why should we use it? Because it actually does pretty good on the boss. No. Ouch. Unless you get grabbed. If you get grabbed, you die. Ouch. Well, almost died. $360. And we're dead. So this boss right here, it's about using this weapon and timing things. And I'm pretty sure that this is just the best way to go about it. Alternatively, we could continue on with our Bloody Hellrace and try to get the bleed off of him. But it takes like 4 hits to get a bleed, and I don't know necessarily that the bleed damage, when stacked up, will hit the same rate as just using this weapon part. If you get the timing right, there's very little he can actually do. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, we paused a bit there. Ow. Yeah, I didn't think the fat rolls were gonna do it. But as you can see, it's one of the more difficult bosses, and there is a reason for that. Like I said, I do know that this boss is a little more than it seems. So I'm gonna equip a torch. I kind of want my main armaments. Is a torch enough? No, it's not enough. Gloves too, maybe? Pants too. Yeah, pants too will work. Okay. So it means we're gonna be down on defense a bit, but as long as we can survive his hits, his 1 HP, that's good enough for me. We'll get a chance to actually dodge. Ouch. So we didn't get to see if the grab is a 1-hit KO yet. But, yeah. Should we summon our friend? I feel like we should probably wait to summon our friend until the second half of the fight. So one of the other things I learned while perusing the wiki is that some of the demigods with great runes are technically optional. And if I remember correctly, this is one of them. Yeah, I think I have like 2 more demigod bosses that aren't optional. Ouch. I wonder if he has a tail weapon. I haven't seen any evidence of this game having tail weapons, but this would be the type of boss that would. I'm actually gonna use a furling finger here, see if there's a bro around. Doesn't look like it. Maybe I can get summoned as a bro. This is early in the morning, so I don't know what the traffic flow for Elden Ring throughout the day is, but I guess we're gonna be summoned. That's unfortunate. But say I wanted to focus mode there to try to figure out exactly how they were doing this multiplayer fight. And it looked to me like the strategy is to get your 2 summons, and then each of you take 1 coordinate of the boss, and spam the attack. That actually used MP. And while you're spamming the attack, I'm gonna use a furling finger. I just have so many of them. I don't know, in my experience, the summoning calculator is a little warped. Especially if you want to do a build like mine where you're investing a lot of stats early on into damage, and so you also end up over leveling a bit, because when you put 50 levels into when you put like 40 levels into intelligence, like that does help, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the same way that you can play like a warrior or a melee build. Because you've seen kind of how we set up our melee build. You can basically get the stats to use the weapon you want, and from there you can start investing in vigor, endurance, and other stats to kind of help you out. So I guess some people are doing invasions in here. I don't know, we might be able to do this boss solo, honestly. Or spirit calling solo. Which is kind of like solo, but just not solo, you know? Holy hell! That was impressive! God, devouring serpent. So an epiphany hit me while we were doing that fight. I think it's time for an old friend to come out of retirement. There you are. Because I'm 90% sure you can do spirit summons for this. And since we can't summon an actual player, we can't get the benefits of having 2 players wielding Serpent Hunter. But we can have the benefit of 2 players wielding Serpent Hunter if... Ah, crap, I did the wrong one. If we use Old Mimic. I should remember not to die. That should be on my priorities list as well. I did give Old Mimic a shield, so hopefully that helps him out a bit. His stats are based off my stats, so... I'm not sure the shield is going to help much, but could. You with me? Ouch. So old Mimic got nerfed. Yeah, he got nerfed last patch, so he doesn't do as much damage as he used to do. Which is a shame, because we didn't really get to play him too much before the nerf. And that's simply because we didn't have 660 health to cast him. I think we're just dead. Yeah, our poor Mimic is at half health, and we have not reached phase 2. So, sadly, I don't think this plan is actually viable. We have gotten him down more than we normally would have. So this is one of those bosses you just have to top up against fully. Because if we don't top up fully, he just kills us in one hit. But I kind of like to see the second phase today, so I can stop hitting at it. And just, you know... But you do to beat the serpent every time you get to phase 2, and like, we are not in a position to beat phase 2. So we did get to phase 2 with the Mimic. That is market improvement.
Very well.
Huh. That sword has seen better days. So is this cutscene, but that's beside the point. Oh my fucking god.
Together we will devour the very god.
Not sure I'm down, mate. Not sure I'm down. Does this still work? It does? Good. I didn't really have a backup plan. Oh, that's death. Ouch. Ouch. I'm not down. I don't know any gods, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to devour them. So, that is Ricard. Lord of Blasphemy. He is the Lord of the Volcano Manor. And, as you might have seen, he has a weird symbiotic relationship with a god-devouring serpent. He's also a great rune. So, but he's gonna have to die. So I guess we see if we can fumble our way through this first fight. And then, do the second fight on our own. Oh, no, with Mimic. Second fight with Mimic. Oh god. I kinda thought you were gonna go for a third swing at me there. Realistically, how many flasks do I need to do this fight? Ah, god, rolled too early. So that's the calculus we gotta do at some point. Before we actually beat this fight, I think. I don't think this is one we can just brute force with our default lineup. So if I need... Well, there are a couple of different options, I guess. Let's see if the easiest... I'll get charged. That might do it, actually. Do we have another one? No, sacred tier, okay. So I thought we had something milling around in our inventory. Not enough golden seeds? Okay, that's fine. So that puts us at +6. If +6 can heal in 1 health bar, which it might, that means that we're not losing like 500 health per Estus, or per Crimson Tier. So let's see, this is slightly less damage than the boss inflicts. So if we Crimson Tier up, we're... Well, I guess it is full, so... Is it full? It felt like it was a little below, but... Yeah, no, it's full. 800 out of 800. Yeah, so I went through the stats on Spirit Calling, and it turns out our boy Kindred of Rot is a bit trash. Like in the rankings. So the way that the rankings are done on the wiki is that they had all Spirit Ashes try to solo fight the Draconic Tree Sentinel, and at their +10 stats. So it was a fair contest. Yeah, our boy Kindred of Rot did bad. Did really, really bad. Our other boy, Mimic. Mimic did okay. That is frustrating. This might just be another 45-minute video where I just bash my head up against the boss and never make any progress. So in Lindell, the capital, the boss I'm on currently is the spectral version of Godfrey the First Elden Lord. Tried against him a few times. I think he's doable. He's anyways more doable than this guy. He takes more damage from our base weapons. Alright, we survived one. Oh, we're dead. So you see when speedrunners do that kind of thing? When they get grabbed, and they know they don't have enough health to survive the grab, what they'll do is they'll exit out of the game, because that saves time by skipping through the animation. And in the older games, if you do that, that kind of exit. Oh wait, I haven't actually used. So I found my way to Caelid's Tower, which is for Radahn's Great Rune, and I used it. To re-empower the rune, and I equipped it, but I didn't have any rune arc, so I couldn't use it. Figure out how significant it was. It doesn't look that significant, but let's look at our stats real quick in the middle of this battle. So it's 120 health. Oh god. Which I guess is enough to survive another hit. Hell yeah. It's not enough to survive that. I might switch out to Godric's Great Rune and give that one a go. But I really shouldn't be wasting Great Runes. Great Rune activations, Rune Arcs. So I know you can farm them by doing multiplayer and by killing rats. But I tried rat killing. It did not yield any great results with the arcane I have. So this fight is reminiscent of Norm the Giant from Dark Souls 3. And in that fight, it had a special ability on its weapon too, like this one. What I don't know is if upgrading this weapon would increase the damage of the special one. I don't think it would. I think they're static. But I know I tried it in Dark Souls 3 and it didn't work. So I don't think it would here. Out of mana. We might actually get a summon mimic this fight. So I think moving around slightly does help in this fight. Like you pull off your attack and then you move slightly, so he has to readjust, and because of his big size, it takes him a minute to actually do that. Wow. I'm gonna wait till Ricard shows up because I don't want Mimic to disappear. For the love of God, focus on Mimic. He's the real threat here. Mimic is the threat. He's also dead, so I guess you've already correctly noticed that and dealt with the problem. Good for you. Ouch. Don't know your sideways attack, friend. Guess I can dodge anything if it's slow enough, though. Have you heard of the Great Serpent Loop? Where we move slightly to the left and spam our weapon art. God, I hope you survive this, Ricard. You can't die like this. You're a lord. A lord of something funny, but you're still a lord. Well, this was underwhelming. You were really cool. Until I KO'd you. How many souls? 136. That is great. Remembrance of the blasphemous. Wow. A serpent never dies? Alright, that was cool. You got me. You did something cool there at the end. The eye surcoat. Just seeing if there are any more weapons or not weapons. Any more cool things lying around. So I'll grab the Grace so that I can get back to this awful place whenever I want to farm some runes. Because it doesn't seem that bad, honestly. Like, I had no significant, So where do we want to level up? We probably have 3 levels. Yeah. So I could just go all in health. But I think I'll go 1-1-1. It's rare that I get 3 levels to spend at one time. And I do need to start upping endurance. I do need to start upping mind. Our health showed off that it was good enough to last in this fight, so I think this is okay. Which brings our total health up to 833. Decent. Well, I actually think I'm going to end it off here, guys. I didn't expect this to go so smoothly, honestly. But I guess he's one of those bosses that if you get his patterns down, not really his patterns, if you understand how he moves, he's a lot easier to deal with. Because I feel like locking onto him, hitting our trigger, and just moving a few feet to the right or to the left delayed his attacks long enough that you could stun lock him into victory with no issue. We summoned our Mimic, but our Mimic, it died really quickly, so I think you'd probably do that solo if you wanted to. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the video, no, to the channel. I don't know why I keep asking you guys to subscribe to videos, that doesn't make sense. Either way, bye for now.